Check, check, check. There we go. Okay. Check, check, check. There we go. Okay. All right. I think I found the issue. Sorry about that, guys. All right, let's turn that down just a little bit. All right, I'm going to turn that off for now. I was trying out something new, and it looks like I clicked something bad. So, super sorry about that. Let's get some of this stuff back on. Uh-oh. Okay, let me go back to something real quick. What's going on, FK? Sorry. Trying out some new headphones and trying to do some new things here. Messing some stuff up. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Whoa, we shouldn't be on that. So you guys can hear me now, right? Everyone's good. They can hear me. Yes. All right. Figured out what was going on there. Let me get my headphones back up and running. All right. Now you should also be able to hear the actual headphones. All right. Let me see. I'll throw this. Y'all still hear me? Good. Trying to get the audio a little cleaner for you guys, so been messing around with some stuff. I am super sorry about that. All right, so like I was saying, this bundle is definitely worth it. So my Jedi right now, I got the Zeta on Basila on our leadership initiative. This just makes your Jedi a little more tankier, plus 150% tenacity with protection. And the protection up 200% can't be dispelled, so you can't dispel the protection. And if you got a Jedi tank, it's going to taunt for one turn. While Jedi allies have protection up, they have plus 150% tenacity and deal 35% more damage. This is a fantastic. Yeah, I'm glad you did too, man. I would have been talking forever. This is a fantastic Zeta leadership, actually. Outside of Jedi Knight Revan, Basila is by far, she is the second best Jedi leader in the game. So I greatly actually recommend putting that Zeta on her. It's going to be pretty big. Joey Bendo, now this guy is pretty awesome. I put his Zeta on today, and that looks pretty bad. And this is going to add a revive for all defeated Jedi allies at 80% health with crit immunity for 5 turns. Now this is huge for your Jedi. This gives you a Nightsister zombie type feel. And if you don't know what Nightsister Zombie is, Nightsister Zombie is a tank for the Nightsister faction, and she just keeps reviving until you defeat all the other, or at least defeat a Nightsister a couple of times. And then you can start killing the Nightsisters off. So it makes them very, very hard to actually beat as they're going around doing their things, spreading plague and things like that. With Jedi, Jolie Bindo gives you something similar to that. He's going to instantly revive all defeated Jedi. Now, the exceptions to that are going to be things like gas, where revives aren't able to happen, and then things like Nihilis's Annihilate, which you cannot be revived. You also have Jango Fett's Zeta on his special or unique, which also makes it so that allies can be, or defeated enemies cannot be revived if he defeats them on that turn. So, but he has to defeat them. It can't be another bounty hunter, so that is very particular. We got Ahsoka Tano to gear 12, which is great because we're using her in ships. We have her ship at 85, and it's all maxed out. Jedi Knight Anakin's at gear 11. We're headed over to gear 12. I did get him to 7 stars, which is fan-freaking-tastic. And this is my arena team, guys, and these guys are doing pretty darn well. We're still able to get into about the top 10 in arena. We're not taking number 1, 2, or 3 spots, but top 10 is really good payouts. It's paying for all my refreshes right now. Grandmaster Yoda, that green monster, we're able to get him to 7 stars now, so he's now at 7 stars. So we're going to start working on his gear to go to gear 12, and then really cracking down on this team. He is going to be my next Zeta with Battle Meditation. I want these guys ready for when we get Jedi Knight Revan, and Jedi Knight Revan is right around the corner, like literally probably next week. So we need to start working towards these Zeta's materials here. So he's going to be my next Zeta. That is my arena team. Those are my Jedi, and that's what I dove into. This bundle gives you a lot of characters, and as a new player, if you're coming into this game and you get this bundle, you get this Hyperdrive bundle, you need to focus in on one team. I know like Darth Ass out there went after like clones really hard, and clones are really good. They got their reworks, but they need their leader. They need a good leader, right? There's some in the clones, but really you're talking about Shakti, and Shakti is going to be similar to what Bastila Shan is for the Jedi. She's going to be that midterm leader, and is really going to be a good leader throughout beginning of the game, mid game, and even getting into late game for clones, especially when you get into 3v3 situations for Grand Arena. But once you get gas is going to take over your 5-0 first, which is majority of your clones, and so you're going to want to stick all those clones with gas, who's General Anakin Skywalker. It's an epic confrontation event, which is like a legendary on the terms of like a legendary character. But you really want to focus in on a team. I chose Jedi. And Jedi for me are great. Same thing, Bastila, and then getting into Darth Revan or Jedi Knight Revan. Those guys are going to be a great beginning game, mid game, and late game teams. So, and that's what I wanted to do, is make sure that I had those components in there. The other reason is because Ahsoka Tano has a ship. Jedi Knight Anakin has a ship. So I also wanted to focus in on a team that was going to be dual purpose for me. And so while I'm gearing these guys, it's not like, oh, I need to grab this character so I can gear them up for ships, and I need to grab this character so I can gear them up for ships. This is going to be dual purpose for me. Ahsoka Tano and Jedi Knight Anakin are going to eventually move out of this team and into the Padme team. So we're really hitting on quite a few things, and that's why I chose Jedi specifically. Just knowing this game the way I do, this team is going to be fantastic for me now, mid game and late game. And so we're in week 3, and that's where we're at. All right, so let's get into the 5050 first. I haven't really done anything on this except for Ahsoka Tano, who's at gear 12. So moving on from them, we got Bounty Hunters, and Jango Fett is my hard node farm right now, which is a great hard node farm. Please let me know if the music is way too loud, guys. I can't really tell. But on this, it is on 8D hard, light side, and this is going to give you Jango Fett shards and Houndstooth shards at the same time, which is why this is a fantastic node to farm. The other thing are these stun cuffs, which you're going to need a ton of these Mark III stun cuffs throughout the game as you're gearing up people. So these stun cuffs salvage are huge, and you want to make sure that you're getting all these components for the game. Jango Fett, Notorious Reputation. This is the Zeta I was talking about. you get this Zeta, and the big thing here is that you add enemies defeated on his turn cannot be revived. So on Jango's turn, if he defeats an enemy, that enemy cannot be revived. Even if you get assist, if it's Jango's turn, so other bounty hunters could be assisting Jango Fett, depending on the payouts that you have and the leadership ability that's out there. This is just phenomenal. This is fantastic. So that's my current farm. Bosk we're trying to get to. Still don't have my dark side team up to snuff quite yet to be able to 3-star that particular node. Alright, Empire are coming along. We got Darth Vader at 7 stars, Emperor Palpatine at 5 stars, Grand Admiral Thrawn at 5 stars. Both of those guys are legendary events, and you're able to do it day one once you get that bundle. Take your Phoenix Squad in there and get both of these guys unlocked at 5 stars. Obviously, it's going to take some more work with the Phoenix Squad, which is the squad that I recommend going after for these two particular legendary events. It's one rebel squad, one rebel team to actually have to gear level and things like that to be able to unlock these two guys, and so you want to be able to go through that. Level up those guys. You probably need them about gear 8, gear 9 with Omegas to 7-star Thrawn. Don't necessarily need the Omegas to 7-star Emperor Palpatine. Emperor Palpatine event is a little bit easier. So, but we have not gotten to that point to where I'm actually working on those characters. No Ewoks. First Order. Again, these guys I'm kind of putting in the back. You know, we're going to get to these guys eventually. But right now, I'm not really focusing in on these guys. I'm waiting for Sith Trooper to become free-to-play farmable. Waiting on General Hux to become free-to-play farmable, because I think those are going to be two phenomenal characters to add into the First Order. Now, I will say Kylo Ren and his ship are phenomenal, and when you farm Kylo Ren unmasked, you get to farm his ship as well. It's another great node that gives you a 2-for-1, and eventually I'm going to be going into that at some point, but This team that I'm looking at is going to be Crew, Kylo Ren. We're looking at First Order Executioner. We're looking at First Order Officer, First Order Stormtrooper, General Hux, and Sith Trooper. Now, how I comprise those guys, I'm not too sure yet, but those are the characters that I 100% want to farm out of this faction. They're going to be the first ones to get farmed out of this faction, and then the other guys are just going to kind of fall into place. All right. Moving on, let's go over to Galactic Republic. Obviously, we talked about Ahsoka Tano, Jedi Knight Anakin, and Grandmaster Yoda already, as well as the clones. Now, outside of that, Mace Windu, haven't really worked on that guy. Qui-Gon Jinn, same thing. And you get these guys early with that bundle, of course. R2-D2 we do have unlocked. Mr. Dr. Proof Patrick, what's going on? Is GM Yoda worth gear 12? Absolutely, my friend. He's going to go into your Jedi Knight Revan team, and you're going to want this guy gear 12. You're going to want him gear 13, reliced out with a lot of offense on him. A lot of offense on him once you get Jedi Knight Revan, because Jedi Knight Revan is just going to feed this little monster a whole lot of turn meter, okay? So this is definitely one of the top tier, I'd say an A+ team out there that you're going to want for Grand Arena. You're going to want it for your Territory Wars. It's great in Arena, especially pre-Darth Revan teams in your Arena shards. So yes, Grandmaster Yoda, 7 stars, gear 12, gear 13, relic out. Do it. Do it. I love this guy. That guy jumps all around the screen. He's fantastic. R2-D2 is another character that you're able to get right off the bat with this bundle. So you're getting quite a few legendary characters right off the start. Plus help spread Bastila buffs. Yeah, man. Yeah, Mr. Dr. Proof Patrick, absolutely go after your Grandmaster Yoda, man. He goes well in majority of your Jedi squads. He's a big damage dealer for Jedi. Huge Jedi damage dealer. Geos, we're definitely going to be farming soon. Very soon. If you look at my free-to-play account, you guys know how I feel about Geos. These guys are fantastic for fleets. They're fantastic for getting through the Padme event very easily. And they're fantastic on defense, offense. These guys are nuts. With that Geonosian Brood Alpha, made a huge difference. And once they CG reworked these characters to go along with Geonosian Brood Alpha, they are phenomenal. It's TIE Silencer or Ahsoka SF better in starting fleet. So Ahsoka has a dispel, as well as being able to give retribution and protection up, and she hits hard. Her ship is pretty much just like her kit as a character. The silencer does a lot of stuns and which can be very, very controlling. I personally like using Ahsoka Tano's ship right now, to be completely honest with you. The other reason, Ahsoka Tano's ship, you're going to need later on in the game. The TIE silencer isn't really needed at this point in the game for anything particular. So Ahsoka Tano's ship, you're going to need for General Anakin Skywalker. And so go ahead and get that geared up and get the crew abilities up and all that stuff on her ship. I would say go after her early. She hits really hard, especially if you're working on the character. Remember, the crew members with these ships are also going to be needed to have gear and things like that. So go ahead and gear her up, gear up that ship. That ship is a phenomenal ship, so I would absolutely go after Ahsoka's ship over the TIE silencer, 100%. So back to the Geos. These guys hit well above their weight class over in ships when you get their ships. They assist each other and things like that. Sun Fact, Geonosian Soldier, and Geonosian Spy all have a ship. Those ships on my free-to-play account got me to get through 5 hard on fleets, and this is the third account. That's the third account that actually started, and it's almost a year behind my main account. And on my main account, I can't even get all the way through 5 hard yet. And I didn't just get through 5 hard, I 3-starred every single node on 5 hard with the Geonosian ships. They're phenomenal, and I'm going after these guys. They're also great in Grand Arena defense, territory wars, and things like that. They're also needed for Geonosian territory battles, dark side. So those guys are a great farm, and I'll be getting into those guys here soon as I can, actually. They're huge. Imperial Troopers haven't really done much with as well. You do get a set of them with the bundle, but again, I'm picking and choosing where I'm going with these guys. Jedi, as you guys know, this is my huge focus, is a Jedi, and they're big Jedi. We're talking about big boy Jedis that are all needed in late game. Bastila Jolee Bindo, Ahsoka Tano, Jedi Knight Anakin, Grandmaster Yoda. Those are the Jedi I'm actually using. So I'm using those, I'm gearing those guys. All of them are about to hit gear 12 here. Ahsoka's already at gear 12. So that's what we're working towards. The rest of them are at gear 11. So we're doing pretty good there. Nightsisters. Now, this is the team that I've actually started working on. As you can see here, I got Mother Talzin, Asajj Ventress, and Old Daka all at gear 9. And Mother Talzin is my other hard node farm here right now. So getting these guys, I have a very specific reason for this, and that is going to be for the Heroic Sith raid. This is where we really want to go for Heroic Sith raid. They're a fantastic defensive team, and they're a dark side team, so they check quite a few boxes for me. One is Sith viability, or raid viability, right? I want to be able to get Traya as soon as I can. There's already Sith that they give you at the start of the game. They're really good, actually, that you can surround Traya with and actually do really well in Grand Arena and things like that, which is what I really be using Traya for. But these Nightsisters, man, these Nightsisters have given me such a hard time on my main account. I really respect these Nightsisters, and so this is the dark side team that I'm actually working on. It's going to be Nightsisters. I'm going to have them early, and I'm really excited about that because this is going to be a first time for me for working on these guys early. So, Chris, what's going on? He said, I bought the pack for Christmas. Got GM Yoda with Ezra, who I already had. Bastila lead. Old Ben working on Jolee. Should I run Ahsoka or Anakin as my... Oh, as your 5th. I would say Anakin. As you get in later game, Anakin does some big damage. If you can mod him right, that guy is going to hit for huge amounts of damage. I avoid them in my arena shard. That's how you get around me, huh, Darth? Darth Asta's in my arena shard. So Nightsisters, yeah, these guys are great. Mother Talzin spreads plague, which hits your bottom line health. It goes eats right through your actual protection. Not a problem, Chris, man. Thanks for coming in, man. I greatly appreciate it. And Asajj Ventress can just do massive amounts of damage, and old Daka's just there healing people up like crazy. Now, we need zombie. They gave us spirit instead of zombie, which I agree with. Putting zombie in there is a little too ambitious. But these guys check certain boxes. They check their OP in the heroic Sith raid, so that checks a box for me. Heroic Sith raid is huge. Getting into like I said, Traya. Number 2 is that they do really well on Territory Wars defense as well as Grand Arena defense. So that's 2 boxes, big boxes for me that I need to check. Number 3 is obviously with getting the bundle, you don't get 9 Dark Side 9 and Light Side 9 nodes unlocked. So I need a good Dark Side team to take in and go against that. So that's going to check my 3rd box there. So a lot of people say, well, why not the Empire? You can get CLS and things like that. I didn't do the Empire because the Empire are really like a C grade team, whereas Nightsisters are going to be more of a B+, A- team for things like Grand Arena and Territory Wars for PvP. And so that's why I said, you know what, let me go ahead and do Nightsisters. No, they're not going to unlock any particular characters for me. Now, Asajj Ventress is used, again, this is another box. Asajj Ventress is used for gas. It's needed for that gas event. So checking another box there for me. It's needed for Epic Confrontation. So things like that, I look at these characters and I go, okay, what's needed where? Let me look at my journey guide and let me see what characters are needed where and where I need to work on. Because really, you're going to be able to work on probably about two full teams, so 10 characters to gear and things like that. Your first team should be your arena team, and you want to go heavy in on that team right off the bat with this bundle, the Hyperdrive bundle. And then you can jump over to your secondary team that you're going to work on. So my primary team was Jedi. They're about to hit gear 12. Secondary team is the Nightsisters, and we're starting to hit gear 9 and stuff like that. We're getting mods on there. I haven't taken them up to 85 yet. That's the next thing, working on their abilities and things of that nature. So you got to focus in on two teams here right off the bat. They're giving you probably about a year's worth of character farm with where they're at and gear farm. So you got to keep that in mind. So day 1, you're not going to be able to go in and like, I can level up all these teams. That's not going to happen. You don't have enough currency and things like that. So picking out a good team is key. All right, Old Republic. So the Old Republic, as you guys know, I went in and did the Mega Packs, the Journey Guide Mega Packs, which I do like for Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan particularly, just because each of those only have 5 characters. So the odds of you spending less money on those packs is much higher, and getting the characters you need to 7 stars quickly without like breaking the bank. The rest of the other legendary characters that are out there are going to the requirements are much broader. So it's like Separatist for Padme. There's a lot of Separatists out there. BB-8 is First Order. There's a lot of First Order out there. So when you do those packs, you're going to have a long list of things that you could potentially get, whereas this is going to narrow down. This is only 5 characters. It is the team. So the team that you need for this particular character for Jedi Knight Revan, it's only 5 characters. How much did you need to spend on those packs? I spent about $150 on those packs. So that's what I spent, and it was mainly because Jolie. I didn't get a lot of Jolie shards. So again, that's going to come up to RNG and stuff like that. Thinking about doing that too. Yeah, I mean, FK, it's a great way to go, man. In my personal opinion, $150 isn't bad. When Jedi Knight Revan came out on my main account, I spent over $500 and still did not get the characters I needed to 7 stars. Bash, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by, man. I greatly appreciate it. So when I did my original, my main account, it was like 3 months in, and Jedi Knight Revenant came out, and so I started buying these packs for the Old Republic because I missed some of the actual marquee events. So I was like, let me see if I can, you know, get some of these to pop, 330 and stuff like that, and those were the big packs. So spent $500, and I was still short 100 shards on Zalabar. I was short 75 shards on Mission Val, and I was short like another almost 100 shards on Jolie Bindo. So I didn't even come close to it, and that was $500. You can JKR in a week of playing. Yeah, you definitely can. You can definitely JKR in a week of playing. So whether or not you have all your Zetas and everything for it is a different story. So that's Old Republic. I'm thinking about doing the same thing for Darth Revan, because again, it's only 5 characters, and those characters are badass together, man. They're fantastic. All right, Phoenix we haven't really done anything with. Kanan's at 7 stars. I need to promote Zeb to 7 stars. There we go. Zeb's promoted to 7 stars. The rest of the gang we haven't really worked on because I got other farms to do right now, and really these guys are like falling down on my priority list because Empire isn't as good as I care to really say right now. Like I said, they are more of a C team. I love Papa Palpatine. He's great in so many different situations, but again, they're really a C team, and we're working on A teams right now, and that's what I'm trying to go towards. Rebels. These guys, Admiral Akbar is about to hit 7 stars, my friends. Actually, let's see. Nope. It's not. The store's not. Hasn't refreshed yet. So once that refresh goes on the Squad Arena store, I will have Akbar at 7 stars. He is at gear 10, on his way to gear 11. So I need to finish working on some of his gear here. But once we get into gear 11, I'll probably kind of stop there for a little bit to work on his capital ship and things like that. Gear 11 allows me to fully max out his crew member abilities on his capital ship. So obviously going to gear 12, going to gear 13 and things like that are just going to make that capital ship faster and better. But I'm stopping at gear 11 for the time being. I also want to pay attention to my what is this? Galactic power. So you want to pay attention to your galactic power. You don't want to shoot up too fast because there's a lot of characters and you could really shoot up really fast depending on how much you spend and things like that. So I like to take my time because obviously we're only 3 weeks in, and so I don't want to shoot way up in galactic power and then I'm being outmatched in Grand Arena, and I'm doing really well in Grand Arena right now. We just got our third Grand Arena win of the month with this start of this account. So I want to keep that rolling, and I don't want to fall into starting to lose because I'm doing too much at one time. So that's Rebels. I haven't really done too much there with those guys. Let's see, Separatists. So Separatists, as you can see, like I said, there's quite a few Separatists. Now, if you're going to do the Padme Mega Pack, it's going to exclude Wat Tambor, but you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different characters to possibly get shards on. That's a lot of characters, and that's why like something like the Padme event, I'd say just farm those characters because that's not worth it to me. You're going to spend more than $100 to $150 to get a team of characters to 7 stars. So it may be worth it, but because you could get lucky, but nah, I'm not going to be chancing that. Sith. We found out Count Dooku was an MVP, my friends, here recently on one of the streams. Man, his stuns and stuff like that are ridiculous. This is a great character to have to start out. Obviously, you need to work on his abilities. You got to work on his gear, and you got to work on his mods. Mods are huge for this game, and you're going to be a little behind on mods with this bundle if you start fresh with the bundle. So you just want to make sure you do your free refreshes to be able to get those mods and farm those mods constantly as much as possible. So also you got Darth Nihilus, Darth Maul. I wouldn't really put too much stock into Darth Maul and a lot of time and effort. Same thing with Darth Sidious. Darth Nihilus, Count Dooku, Darth Vader, yes, you want to put some time in there, some resources into those guys. Maul and Sidious, I'd leave them alone. Dooku, Nihilus, Vader, they're fantastic Sith in this game, and I would absolutely put time and effort into those particular characters. And that's all we got as far as characters are concerned. Let's hop over to ships here, ladies and gentlemen. So the home one is still at 5 stars. We got Ahsoka Tano's ship, not quite maxed out. We haven't gotten her to 7 stars yet, but all her abilities are maxed out outside of her reinforcement ability, because I'm not using her in a reinforcement way. And so as you're asking, you know, this is going to deal physical damage to target enemy and dispel all buffs on them. This ability's cooldown is reset, and Ahsoka Starfighter gains 50% turn meter whenever an enemy enforces. So grants her turn meter. So this is why her kit is very good. Actually, her ship is actually the Starfighter is actually really good. Deal physical damage to target enemy with a 70% chance to gain offense up for 2 turns. Target lock, grant another random ally offense up for 2 turns. So again, this is her basic. It's a very good basic. You can pump up the rest of your team with giving them some additional offense and things like that for 2 turns, which is very good. And then her crew power, this right here, turnabout, dispel all debuffs on Ahsoka's Starfighter and gain protection up 50% for 2 turns. If any debuffs were dispelled this way, Ahsoka's Starfighter and all other debuffed allies gain retribution for 2 turns. There are a lot of debuffs in ships, and so being able to do this ability, you dispel them all off of her, and then she's going to get protection up 50% for 2 turns, but she's also getting retribution and giving your team retribution, which is actually pretty big in ships. So that's why I like her ship over TIE Silencer. Yes, this is a fantastic ability right here, Disruptive Advance. This allows you to stun enemies, which is very controlling, and Overwhelming Advantage is going to give you some additional damage and stuff like that. It's very big damaging attack, as well as gaining turn meter and foresight, so which is pretty nice. But Ahsoka Tano's ship is needed for so much more, and that's why I say go ahead and do Ahsoka's ship over the TIE Silencer. We do have Anakin's ETA to Starfighter at 4 stars already, so this is going very well for me in fleets right now. This ship is a beast of a ship, able to deal with Houndstooth with this AoE right here, Impending Assault. This deals physical damage to all enemies and inflict healing immunity and buff immunity on target enemy for 2 turns. Anakin Starfighter gains 10% protection up, stacking for 2 turns for each critical hit. The thing that makes this so awesome is this buff immunity right here. So you can stop Houndstooth from taunting, which is greatly needed as you climb in your actual fleet arena. So this is my farm for fleets, actually, is Anakin's ETA Starfighter. So that is a big one there for itself. His basic is pretty powerful. It's a big damage dealer. It's going to inflict target lock for 2 turns, and with his target lock, you grant another random ally Valor for 2 turns. I can't remember what Valor does. I have to read back up on that. Sorry about that. And then his crew ability, this is more of a passive. So Jedi and clone allies gain plus 30% offense, doubled if they have Valor. Whenever another ally falls below 100% health or is defeated, Anakin Starfighter gains 100% turn meter, and its next attack deals 50% more damage. Additionally, Anakin Starfighter immediately regains Valor for 2 turns whenever it expires. So that's his crew ability, which is very nice, because we have Ahsoka Tano's ship as well. The only thing that's lacking for me on this really is going to be star count to make this a little bit better. Then I'm running Ghost in my, actually no, I'm not running Ghost anymore. I'm actually running Phantom 2, so we have her reinforcement ability. She's my reinforcement 1. maxed out. When she enters the battlefield, it gains stealth advantage and offense up for 2 turns and reduces the cooldown of call reinforcement on the allied capital ship by 1. So immediately, essentially what you're going to be able to do is bring out Phantom 2 and then bring out another ship immediately right after that on the next capital ship turn, which is very nice. Then we're using Slave 1 right now as well. And he taunts when he comes in. I'm using Houndstooth, which is the best tank ship in the game still, I'd say. It's a fantastic ship. And then I'm using the Umbaran Starfighter. Now I do have to work on this a little bit more, and I need to work on Fives himself. He's on my list to actually put gear on, and that's about it because of this ship. Is pretty big because I'm using it in my arena. Obviously, you get a lot of other ships in here, and I'm using the home one capital ship. Executrix is also at 5 stars. Endurance is still at 4 stars. Again, Galactic Republic is a team we're going to need for General Anakin Skywalker. So Anakin ETA's starship is required. You're going to need Ahsoka Tano's starship. So let's look at Galactic Republic real quick, because you get majority of these ships with the bundle. So Clone Sergeant, Umbaran Starfighter, you're going to get Anakin's ETA is going to be critical. Ahsoka Tano is going to be critical. Now I'd say Plo Koon is going to be a big one. Probably Rex's Arc 170, but you don't get that off the bat. And then this Y-Wing may actually be pretty big, to be completely honest with you. So in this account, we're going to be farming the Negotiator because I am already starting on those Galactic Republic ships. And then we'll be going to Geos here as well. I've already started on Geos. As you can see, Sunfac ship is ready to go. So is Spy, so is Soldiers. They're ready to be activated. So we're going to have those ships up and running here soon. Those guys are huge. Those guys are huge. Hopefully by the week 4, we should have these guys up and running, hopefully. So, because I should have Jedi Knight Revan next week as well. So that's how everything's going on there. Use the journey guide, guys. Use this journey guide. I think that's pretty huge. Oh, let me show you raid characters and where we're at with the raid characters. So let's search Traya. So I got 11 shards for Traya so far. I'm getting about 6 shards per a battle there. Let's go to Han Solo. I got 24 shards currently. And then we got General Kenobi. I've got 18 shards on as well. So those guys, General Kenobi is going to be end up going into my Jedi team probably more than likely as a tank. He's pretty big for the Jedi Knight Revan, and then essentially he's going to move over to the Padme team once we get Padme. He's huge for Padme, along with Ahsoka Tano and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker. So those 3 guys will be going into that Padme team, and then we'll have to shake up our Jedi team there with Grandmaster Yoda, Jolie Bindo, Basilisk, Jedi Knight Revan, and then we'll probably put Hoda in there because Hoda is actually my farm. Let's go over this. Over in shipments for my guild store. Guild event store is going to be Hermit Yoda. We've got 26 shards already of that. So in shipments, we're going to get gear every single day because you're going to need that for relics eventually. So you can never have too much gear. Just keep that in mind, guys. And then over in Cantina store, here we are farming Old Daka right now, because again, that is my dark side farm right now. We're working on that dark side team, so Old Daka is there in Cantina store. Guild store, here we're grabbing Colonel Stark every single day, ladies and gentlemen, and I need to really be grabbing Dengar here. That guy's pretty big for bounty hunters. But I am getting gear and things like that, so I'm using this a little bit more freely than I have on some of my other accounts in the past, where I've just gone strictly for characters first and then gear. I'm kind of mixing it up. I need my gear. It's pretty important, actually. Squad Arena Store, like I said, we are going after Akbar right now, so we got one more refresh for this, which is in 41 minutes, and I'll be able to have him at 7 stars. And from there, we're really going to... Ooh, I forgot who I was going after that. This is probably going to go towards... oh no, Asajj Ventress. Yep. Nightsisters. So we'll be going straight into Nightsisters right after that. So Galactic War Store, I do collect ships here. Ahsoka ship pops up here quite frequently. We just finished Zeb. Just finished him, and so now I'm doing Biggs Darklighter out of this now. Again, ships is a big thing. Rebel fleet is a really big thing right now, so working on that. Fleet Arena Store. Now this, I strongly advise you not to use this on Zeta materials, okay? Don't spend 2,000 on Zeta materials. I know they're hard to come by, but really you want to go in here, get your ships. Trust me, the best account that I have right now is my free-to-play account, and I did this first. I got my ships, I got characters out of here that I really needed, and that was the best thing I could possibly do, because my ships are phenomenal on that account. Absolutely phenomenal. We're doing over Guild Event Store, Championship Store. I usually get the Gear 13 pieces and the Kyrotechs. Now, I have been dipping in again down here because I want to get my teams geared. You know, my arena shard is pretty competitive, I will say. So we are going into that where we still need to work on things like this. Yoda needs that. But then I'll go in and I'll get, like, now I'm going to get this injector cell salvage, and I'm going to get some Kyrotechs, because there's a lot of people that are going to need Kyrotechs to go to Gear 13. Literally everybody. Shard Store, and here we're just, again, this is going to be gear, right? Most of this is going to be for your Gear 12 pieces here, and the go to Gear 13 as well. So that's what you're going to grab out of here, is your gear. Again, if you want to save up those shards to get General Grievous and accelerate your General Grievous farm, that's another way to do it. I personally, I'm going after gear. That's the best way to do for right now, because of where we're at and how this bundle works. So those are the things I'm farming in shipments. That's what I'm farming in my my hard nodes as well. Went over all that. Any questions out there for you guys, from you guys, because you guys have had quite a few nice questions here lately. Mission Val, I should have her actually 7 stars today. Later on today. It is officially Sunday. I should have her at 7 stars later on today, and once I do, I'm gonna go ahead and pump these guys up to level 85, throw some gear on them, and go in there and try to get Jedi Knight revving. So I should be able to do it with Gear 11, Bastila, Sean, and Jolie Bendo with the Zetas. We shouldn't have any problem. So, Darth Asta, Bash, FK, Chris, Mr. Dr. Proof Patrick, thank you guys so much for participating in that live chat. I greatly appreciate it. Love talking to you guys. If you haven't hit that subscription button yet, don't forget to smash that subscription button, ladies and gentlemen, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you're not missing a thing. I am going to start streaming a little bit more than just SWGOH, but I'm going to try to keep it as Star Wars oriented as possible. So I'm looking to do some Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order streaming coming up here soon. So I am looking towards that, which I love that game. I've been playing that game, and it is great. It's fantastic. I love the combat in it. I love that it's a full story mode. All that is absolutely phenomenal. But for all sort of things, I'm here for you guys as well as we go along this journey for this Worth It series with the Hyperdrive. We're going through a journey with our free-to-play accounts with my guildmate Evo, and so we're doing these things. Don't have any full out, maxed out accounts yet. I got a 2 million GP count. I got right under a 2 million GP account. Then I got the free-to-play account, which is like at 1.2. Good game. Yeah, it is a good game, Darth Asta. And then I got this account, which is right under 1 million. We're about to hit 1 million, and we're less than a month in. That's ridiculous to me, but obviously you start out at 500,000 GP, so it's pretty cool. All right, guys. My name is Itachi, and this is Itachi Gaming. Thank you so much for coming by tonight. I'm gonna go throw up those deuces. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Good night. Talk to you later.